Happy April, everybody. Hi, I'm Claire with Compassion Fruit Crafts. I don't usually look like this. Usually when I film, I try and zhuzh it up a little bit, put on a little more makeup, do my hair a little bit more. Wow, my bangs really look like that. Today was a little bit more of a high pain, high fatigue day, so this is what you get. Hope you're happy with it. I'm comfy on my couch on my porch listening to the birds yell at each other, so can't really complain. This month, I wanted to make myself something that I have been eyeing on Etsy for months. I have been looking at this. I've been looking at so many different options. I'm gonna have some come up on the screen if editing me is smart. Of course, it is a Louise Carmen knockoff traveler's notebook type situation, but I want mine made out of some old quilting tops that I thrifted with my mommy in Colorado during quarantine, and I've been holding on to it for all these years trying to figure out what to do with it, and I finally figured it out. Yeah, let's pop into it. Let's see where we're at in the making process. So I started off by making a pattern. I wanted this to be an A6 size notebook. I just decided that this was the best size notebook for what I wanted it to do. It's a nice small size, not too big, not too small. This is the quilt top I decided to use, nice and vintage, a little bit coffee stained, but kind of goes with the vibe that I wanted it to have. Also, there were other options to choose from, and I really struggled, so I ended up having to ask my girlfriend which one to use. I really had a hard time with this because aren't these both just so beautiful? But in the end, the red one won out, I have to say. It is my favorite after all, which means it by being my favorite, it ends up getting cut up into a craft project. So, I guess that's unfortunate. That's what it means to be the favorite in this house. The hardest part of this was figuring out where I wanted the front and back pieces to be located on the quilt top because there were just so many interesting types of fabric and panels that I really struggled to figure out which motifs and designs I wanted to have featured on here. While I was cutting, I found something really interesting. So this quilt was hand sewn and it was done with a light purple thread. And that's just so cute because none of the other panels are light purple. So that informed my decision for the rest of the project to use light purple for the top stitching for all of it. And because I didn't want it to be as thick as an actual quilt, but still wanted that heftiness of a quilt, I decided to use 3 to 4 layers of muslin in between the two panels just to add some heft, some thickness to the cover itself, as opposed to just to these cotton panels. I was a bit nervous to actually sew this project all together just due to the age of the fabric and to my lack of sewing machine skills recently. I used to sew a lot when I was a kid, but I haven't used a machine in a couple years, so I made sure to go pretty slow. I know it doesn't look like it in the video, but this for me is in fact pretty slow. And despite my best efforts, I still somehow missed half of the edges of the quilt tops, so now I get to add some cute little ribbons or something along the edge to hide my sins and mistakes. So let's figure that out. This one was on theme, but I fear too skinny. She didn't fit the bill. But I had a good feeling about this one. It was giving Big Bird, and also on the back, it did say satisfaction guaranteed, and I was pretty sure that there was no warranty on that, so I had a good feeling about him, and you know what? Turns out I was right. Nice and big. Oh yeah, that's gonna go perfect. You know, Rick Rack alone does not absolve you of your sins, so I had to whip out my lavender thread and whip stitch all these holes closed. No one tell my great grandma, but I just freehanded all of the quilting on top of here. I didn't necessarily care if it was straight or not, because I'm not, so I might as well just keep it true to who I am. I hand stitched all the rickrack on the outside during a couple episodes of SVU that night, and then realized that my camera made me look like I was dead, so I held up my hand and then realized I looked like White James Charles. I took a pilgrimage the next day to St. Michael's, And let me tell you, this place is a minefield. They were putting stuff in my way to make sure I could not get back to their meager sewing section, which is also egregiously overpriced for what I needed. The whole goal of this project was to be cheap, to save money, because I didn't want to spend $35 on a journal case. And now I just spent $17 on eyelet tools and eyelets, which feels like highway robbery. So maybe I should have just bought the journal case. But this is gonna be nice and thoughtful and handmade and a little bit janky. So there's that. Anyway. Ooh. That one might be the least usable, but you know what? They're all in. They are at different widths, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright. I should have bought more of these. I forgot they were only $3. I can't do math. So I got two. Hand bound by somebody in my city. Very nice. We love local. So overall, let's see, 17 plus $6. Oh god, I can't do math. $23. I think I added an elastic from the traveler's notebook that I have that I don't like. Added that on the inside with a terrible knot. So let's insert these bad boys and see if it works. Everything is. Stop singing copyrighted songs, Claire. Oh, someone's walking by. Ooh. Oh, lads, may have done it. Oh. May I present to you the handmade vintage quilt traveler's Rick-Rack notebook. Dun 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 dun. And then the idea is I have more elastics so I can just like loop more notebooks between these guys and these guys, because there's definitely room. I just can't add more eyelets because these ones are bad enough as it is. I don't know if I should add an elastic around the center or some kind of closure around here. I'm just thinking it might get kind of chonky in the middle, so maybe not one around here, because then it might not be able to close when it gets chonky. So some kind of elastic for sure. It needs to be lint rolled. I just vacuumed my house for the first time in a week, and it's like, you can tell I have 3 cats. Any crazy cat lady comments are tolerated, because you're right. So excited to use her. I'll probably set it up later today. We're gonna go sit at a cafe, work on this. I have another notebook that might fit in here, and I also might just make a notebook that would fit in here. A6 I discovered is like a really easy size to make, and I'm starting to get into sketchbook notebook making. I just realized you can't see like the top half of my face for this entire video. That's probably fine. Nobody cares about that. Oh yeah, also added a pocket. Isn't that nice? With some nice weird looking stitching along the side, because I was trying to stop my cats from bullying each other. Once again, weird cat lady. So yeah, good morning overall. Got my cherry coke from Casey's. Got followed around the shop by a man shuffling around with his walker trying to tell me how nice my hair was. Yeah, you know, typical day in the Midwest. Happy to be in Nebraska, you know? Let's cut to some nice shots of me setting up this notebook. I'm not actually setting it up. I'm just going to show you what I ended up doing. So this first notebook is my Art Commonplace notebook. It's basically just a place where I can put all of my goofy art ideas that I have, a place to collect all of my thoughts and cool color palettes I see, cool shapes I see in the wild, things like that. I thought I could be a bug anamorph, that type of stuff. And then the second notebook is a list of all of the ideas or things I want to make, stuff I want to work on, different crafts I want to do. This one I picked up at the Omaha Zine Fest. It was free, made with really thick paper, so I thought it would be good for some on-the-go sketching and watercolor. And this is my blue sketchbook. I want it to be a challenge to see if I can fill a sketchbook entirely with blue sketches of only observationally blue things. And there's my pocket. Okay, bye! Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly had a fun, if not sometimes frustrating time making this. I did end up spending a lot less on making this one individual project than I would have on buying it on Etsy, as well as with shipping costs and everything. A lot of the companies I was looking at buying from were out of the country as well, so with our lovely Orange Cheetos tariffs, it would have been way more expensive. I also went to a craft social club while I was working on a different project and, was making friends. And while I was there, one of the people there made me a little pin that says "Mom, I'm gay," and I put it on the front of my journal, and now it's been christened by the gays. So yeah, this is I always have it on me. It's always christened with cat hair as well. But thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys next month. Hope to have videos coming out regularly. I would love to put videos out more than once a month, but with how my health has been recently, it's kind of just a once a month type situation. And summer is kind of a busy time for us, especially because we are planning a wedding. Some gays are getting married. So hopefully there will be some more DIYs related to that, some videos on that coming up. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Please follow me on all of the official places here, Instagram, Substack, Ko-Fi if you like. Ko-Fi is free to follow, but you can become a member for only $3 a month. If you like, you can see some behind the scenes content, as well as vote on what projects I do next, or perhaps some colorways of projects I do next. You can see fun stuff like that. Thank you so much. It's so nice to see you guys. I'm always so grateful to see how many people watch my videos. It's so weird to watch the view counts go up as the months go by. I think the last video got 130 views. That's kind of freaky to see that many people watch my videos. But also, that's really nice. That's really sweet of you guys to watch something that I put so much time and effort into. I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. Stay fruity, stay fresh, and stay safe out there. All right. Goodbye.